Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiano at Storyhouse Books as usual. So, what are we doing today? Well, first thing, I'll take this pen and I'm gonna put my hair up in a bun. Keep it out of my way and out of the frame. Make sure I'm in frame, as a matter of fact. I think I am. I am. Okay, so what are we looking at? Well, this is what we're gonna make tonight. But before I show you that, we have some shout outs to do. First, I want to do some shout outs to Penny, Julie, Sarcraftic, I love that name, by the way, Sarcraftic, Lunar Lit Tarot, and Joanne. Thank you guys for your kind comments. You guys know I love you, and I always enjoy reading what you've got to say. I also want to do something new and say hello to some of our new subscribers. So shouting out to Emery, Lisa Marie, Donna, Leslie, Eliza Ann, 1961, Darlene, Carol, Debbie, Studio B Creations. Go check out their channel. Stacy, Gloria, Marilyn, and Lynette. We have quite a few others, but I just filled up the page with the most recent names. So thank you guys for subscribing. I hope you guys enjoy what we do over here in this crazy world of mine. Little warning, I am a little weird, a little talkative. Sometimes I overshare, sometimes maybe. And I warn you, I do cuss on an occasion. I try not to, but I try to be just me on here, so sorry. I'll apologize for that now. Also, if you're new, you'll see that when during my videos, I film everything, mistakes and all. I don't really do much editing, so my videos tend to be kind of long. So just FYI, just give you a little heads up on that. So welcome, you guys, and to my long-term subscribers, welcome. You know I love you guys. A couple things before we get started. I wanted to show you guys, since we are now at 605 subscribers, I wanted to show you guys what I'm going to be posting on my Ko-fi site for you guys. I got some new stuff. Well, I got new old stuff, right? This is from, I think I showed you this before, Redeemable Junk Journals. Let me take the card out so you guys don't see the reflection from the page, from the plastic. But I got this off of Etsy, so I want you guys to go check them out. And I will put them in the description below. This is Redeemable. Make sure it's focusing here. Here we go. Redeemable Junk Journals, Antique Ephemera. Very reasonably priced. Okay. I can't remember the exact cost of this, but I got quite a few pages from this shop. Let's see. Let's give it a quick count. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got 15 ledger papers, and these are very beautifully colored. Let me see, what year are these from? These are actually all in, look like they're all in sequential order here. There we go. Here's the date right there. 1933. It starts in 1931, December 1931. And goes through for the year, it looks like. Almost. Yep, for the year, 1931. So, it's got the beautiful number stamped on there. The color's beautiful. The holes are like almost all intact. But the paper's nice and thick. It's not fragile at all, which is really shocking. Usually stuff about this age is, very fragile. If we try to fold it, it would, totally crack on you. You have to back it. Even the corners are lovely. They're not curled, which I don't mind, but I'm just astonished and very pleased with the state of the paper. The coloring is beautiful. The patina on the edges is great. Plenty of stuff that's written on here. It's really beautiful script handwriting too. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to put on my Ko-fi site. I'm going to put a few pages of this up there for you guys for free. Since we reached the 600 mark, our next milestone will be 700. So I'll get you guys another gift then, maybe some more of these. I also got some other things that I will show you guys in another video. I don't want to waste or spend too much time on them today, but I will put this shop's link in the description below. And in the next few days, I will put up these few ledger sheets up there. Maybe, how about 10? Or, yeah, 10. We'll say 10. So, let me make sure I put this on here, too, so I don't forget. Add link for ledger vendor. Okay, so we got that, right? So there's that. There's also something that I made for you. Let me know if you guys want this or not. So I was coffee dyeing some tiny mini doilies. Let me see if you guys actually see what it looks like. Yeah, you can. Good. Okay. So they came out with some really cool patterns. And what I like to do now, I didn't usually do this, but I started backing my doilies so I can work with them a little bit easier, so I can make pockets out of them, and they're a little more durable. They don't kind of fall apart and crumble, right? But back to the point is I came up with some really cool designs when I did these, and when I backed them, I was like, you know, look at this one. I love this one. That's one of my favorites. That one and these three here, but either way, they came up with some really cool patterns, and I thought, well, when I backed them, I was like, why can't I just scan these in and put them up on Etsy for you guys? And if you'd like to download them, you can. So this is also going up on Etsy, as well as my gift to you guys for us reaching 600. So you're going to get 10 ledger pages from 1933, and these coffee dye doilies. You guys can cut out and reuse and reuse and reuse. Okay? So that's my surprise gift for you guys. I also, oh my gosh, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek, okay? It's something that I'm working on. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's in frame. I'm going to go through the whole thing, but just to give you guys a sneak peek, this is something, I think it's super cute. It's this. Let me back up a little bit so you guys can see what in the world is Tiana doing. Whoop, that's a little too far. Sorry, guys. I think it's about time for Mama to get a new boom. This thing is a little bit wobbly and loose and whatnot. It is not doing too well. Anywho, what is this? It looks like a purse, right? Well, it is a purse. Yes, but it's also my new design for a lap book. Yeah? So this is the front here. Little book plate here. It's going to be an entire Asian theme. I got a Japanese inspired and also another Asian couple scrapbook packs, paper packs that I have had. And I wanted to use them. So see, we've got little feet on the bottom so you can put it down right there, you know, hold it. But this is what it looks like so far. I've pretty much finished the structure. It's got some pockets here with these mini journals in it. But without getting too far into it, it's got some major flips in it. Like for this example, this flips open here. This all flips out, but check this one out. You probably won't be able to see the whole thing. But this one goes up, like so. Then this part goes up. But it also flips up again, up here. And then you can take it, dropping things. And, oops, sorry. It flips down this way as well. So there's that part of it. Then these are so cool. I found, these might look familiar to you. You know what those are? These are made from like a little Rolodex file system from these guys. Right? So I made these little doors out of it. How cute is that? This opens up. And again, we've got a flip up, a flip down, that flips up and flips down. So you got this huge thing, right? And this actually will still sit up like so, you know, like that. But yeah, this is what one of the things that I'm working on. This goes like this, that goes like that, and that ties up. But I wanted to show you guys a little sneak peek of this thing. So I don't know if anybody else has done this. I'm sure somebody else has done something similar to this. I'm sure they have. But I wanted to show. I've been so excited about it, and I've been working on it for such a long time that I wanted to kind of just give you guys a sneak peek. But it does open up. It's made of these blue vintage file folders that I got from my mom. She was been cleaning out her office, and these are like the real thick ones. They're like cardstock. I'm not cardstock, but chipboard thickness. Look how thick these things are. You guys can see that. They're about a little over a millimeter thick. But yeah, so here it is. This is my new lap book that folds up into a purse. Ta-da! Carry it around. La 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 la. So once I'm done with it, I'll of course do a full flip through. And like I said, it's something that I don't know where it kind of came up by accident. I had those file folders. I didn't know what to do with them. So I just started putting something together, and that's what came out of my brain. So, anywho, there's your sneak peek, okay? Okay? One of the multiple projects I'm working on. I've got 5 or 6 of them sitting over there. And for those of you who've been with me for a while, don't worry. We are getting back to the grungy this week. I've got part 15 coming out this weekend. And we are getting back to the lap book, the garden one, okay? I promise. But to get back to what we're working on tonight, we're working on these. What are these? Well, I haven't seen anybody do these. Maybe somebody has. If you've seen it before, let me know. I'll be more than happy to put their link to the video or to whatever in the description below. But we've seen ID cards. We've seen specimen cards. We've seen, you know, all kinds of different kinds of journaling cards and whatnot. Well, I'm making faux vintage business cards. I made these. So far, let me make sure you guys are far down enough to see what I'm doing here. Da, 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 da. How's that? Is that good enough? I think so. Here we go. How about that? Okay. So these are stamped faux business cards. How cute are these? And I put eyelets on some of them I didn't. But yeah, just strictly from stamps. I just made this one earlier. This one, I actually put an eyelet on it, but tore, so I made it look like it was burnt. How cute is that? I love this thing. I mean, these are really cute. And then I actually go ahead and do the backs as well. Grunge them up. But, you know, they're journal cards. You know, stick them in an envelope or pocket or whatever. And there you go. Yeah. I've been playing with other types of journaling cards besides just, you know, decorating the front with clusters and whatnot. So some other ones that we're going to do some filming on was I made these adverts. This is one from a corset stamp that I made, right? And mini postcards. How cute. These are so cute. Look how cute. They're tiny little postcards, right? And you write on the back, yeah? So I thought we'd do some of those one day. And then I was going to do some mini ID cards. And I also did some, I'm just going to show you these two mixed media journaling cards. Yeah, that with some oxide inks and some stamping and some eyelets. These are actually stickers that I backed, right? So if you can see the coloring on these, it's really cool, really grungy. So yeah, we're going to do this, like, you know, kind of a sneak peek of some of the ones that we're coming up with soon. Some more of the videos that I want to do. But yeah, but tonight we're going to be doing these, the vintage business cards. I don't know if anybody else has done this. So like I said, if you know anybody else who's done these, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to link, put their link to their video in the description below. So let's get started. What do you need? Well, you're going to need your stamps. Now, I literally went through all of my stamps looking for elements to put on these things, right? So these are all hodgepodges of different stamps sets, okay? Now, I'm going to warn you right now, I don't remember where I got a lot of the stamps sets that I used on these, okay? And these are, like I said, these are multiple stamp sets used on each card, okay? So as we're using the stamps, I'm going to show you the set. If I don't remember it, if I remember where I got it, I'll put it in the description below. If I don't, just pay attention to the stamp set itself. And if you really can't find it, I will try to find it for you. Just let me know in the comments, okay? But I will show you the stamp set, so at least you see what the stamp set looks like, okay? So I'm apologizing now if I don't remember, because some of these I've had forever. But I literally went through every single one of my stamp sets and pulled out. Let me show you how many I pulled out. This many sets that I want to try to use tonight. It's all stuff from like texture to business adverts to just little designs. I've also pulled out field notes and Eccentric from Holtz. I've also got some rubber stamps here that I might use for texture, like speckling, grid, other type of things. So go through, what I want you to do is go through your stamps. And as we're doing the crafting tonight, I don't know if we want to call it a tutorial. It's just, you know, an idea. And it's some inspiration, another element that you guys can make, a piece of ephemera you guys can make for your journals, or make your own business card. I don't know, whatever, you know. So like I said, you'll need your stamps, right? These are actually cut from two types of paper. These are some old file folders that I just cut up. And then I have some of this really thick cardstock that I don't really use much because it breaks when you fold it. So any kind of cardstock you want to use, whether it's coffee dyed. I've got some of this. It was advertised as craft paper, but it looks more like cardboard to me. So we're going to use some of that tonight too, I think. So you'll need your paper that you wanted to use, right? Whether it's file folder or cardstock or whatever. If you want to put eyelets on it, you'll need your crocodile and your eyelets, of course, right? We're going to use this style that I normally use, okay? And this one, if you're going to use this one, it's usually in my supplies use list. I get 1,000 of these. I think it's like under $10. I can't remember the exact cost, but I'll let you know in the description below. Make sure I put that in there. Eyelets. But I get 1,000 of these for a really good price, you guys. And they work really well. These are actually a different set of eyelets, but it is, do I have any that have them on there? but obviously I'll show it to you later. But they round out really nice in the back. If you're going to use these, like I said, I'll put it in the description below. The setting on your crocodile is A2, okay? So you'll need some eyelets if you want to do that. You don't have to use eyelets if you don't want. You'll need your inks, okay? So what I'm using tonight is Archival ink in Jet Black. I'm also going to probably bring out my VersaFine Clair in Nocturne. I also brought out VersaFine Clair Fallen Leaves. Sorry you can't see the labels anymore, but it is VersaFine Clair Fallen Leaves. I also have VersaFine Clair in Sand Dune. Okay? I have those four rather. I also have for the inking of the edges, because I like the edges, or I'm wanting the edges to look kind of burnt. So what I'm doing is, let's just use these examples, is I'm doing the outside of the card in a scorched timber, okay? And then I'm doing the actual edge in black soot. And I'll show you what I mean when we get to that part, okay? So you need your inks, okay, for that. So this is your stamp server, we talked about that. You need obviously your acrylic blocks, all your different sizes. I'm using these 3 sizes here, okay? What else? Let's see. Oh, obviously your daubers. I've got different daubers for each color that I'm using. And I also got a blending brush because I like to blend my inking around the edges, kind of give it that more of like a focal look in the center. Yeah? Alright. And I also used, if you'll notice, on a couple of these, I actually used some of Tim Holtz's popularly known as boo-boo tape, or his cello tape, which looks like this. Here we go. Like that. Seven Plaza also has a digital boo-boo tape, right? If you printed it on like acetate or on sticker paper, same thing, right? But this particular stuff we're using tonight is Mr. Tim Holtz's. Stamp-a-lanch. Okay. So I got some boo-boo tape as well that we can use just to add a little bit more stuff to it. Now, alright, the types of stamp sets that I did pull out, I pulled everything out from like my postcard stamp because I like this little filigree stuff, to textured stamps, like this grid, so that's what I consider a texture stamp, speckling texture stamp. I've also got this speckling stamp, it's a Tim Holtz, these, any other thing like that. So look through your stamp sets and see what you've got. Even like some old ledger stuff can be considered texture. So I got those types out right now. So let's get started, and I'm just go ahead and get into this, right, of how I do this. Now let me grab a piece of paper that I'm not gonna stamp on, actually, right? Actually, before I do that, we need to cut some pieces. Okay, so the measurements for these can be whatever you'd like. Mine are usually about 4 by 2.5. But they can be smaller or what have you. Excuse me 1 second, I have to sneeze, I think. Excuse me. So 4 by 2.5 is a good starting point. I have made some smaller. I have made some even bigger. Like, let's see, I've got one over here that I started. This one is an advert one. And it's obviously quite larger, right, than 4 by 2.5. But yeah, so whatever size that you want. But like I said, I'm starting with 2.5 by 4. Then you can trim it down depending on how much stamping you do on it, right? So let's start with some from here, and then we'll do the cardboard craft stock. That's not craft paper color, and we're gonna cut 4 by 2.5. Yeah. So I'll cut 4 there. You should be able to get 8 or so out of one 8.5 by 11 sheet, right? With a little bit of scrap left over. Okay. Alright, so that's how much scrap you're going to have left over. You can keep that strip where you can or you don't have to, whatever. I am not one of those people that say, save all your scraps. Save them or don't. I don't, not your mama. I just do save some of my scraps, a lot of my scraps. I have my scraps actually organized into 3 different drawers. I've got one that's strictly Tim Holtz. Like I save, for Tim Holtz, I save every piece of scrap for that. I will say that. I have one drawer of solids and then one drawer of prints. And once it fills up, I start doing some crafts with it and then emptying it out. or I go through it and whatever. But once it's full, it's full. Okay, and that's just me. So do what you like with your scraps. All right, we're going to do 2.5 by 2.5 now. Like I said, you should be able to get 8 out of a piece of 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. And one more. Here's the fourth one. Okay. There's 4 of those. And if you don't want to watch me cut paper, please feel free to fast forward. Like I told you guys at the beginning, those of you who are new, I do not stop or edit out 98% of what I do, I film. Normally I will skip over if I'm, erasing glue, or if I'm sewing, because my sewing machine actually gets in the way of the camera anyway, so you won't be able to see that. But stuff like that, I don't tend to film, and I kind of skip through that. But like I said, you are more than welcome to fast forward. You're not hurting my feelings. I need to learn how to, like, speed up sections. That's the next thing I need to learn how to do with editing. Alright, so, like I said, very little scrap from an 8 by 11. If you do 4 by 2.5, and that gets you 8 of these, right? Let's do one more in the not craft color, cardboard color cardstock. That is not craft paper color. I mean, this is craft, right? Look at can you tell the difference even in the camera? I don't know if you can. But yeah, you can. See that. That is cardboard, and that is craft paper, right? That is not cardstock. Sorry, I'm being totally nitpicky, but it's a difference. It looks like cardboard. So, whatever. Whatever. All right, let's just cut it down the middle at 4. Here's 4 again. And there's your scrap. Now we're going to go 2.5. Okay. I'll try not to make this one too long, so we'll probably do like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 of these, and we'll see how far we get to. I'll try to keep it around an hour. Those of you who are new, mine, like I said in the beginning of the video, mine tend to be kind of long. I think I've gone up as high as 2 hours, I think you guys, have I? Close to that? Or as little as a few minutes when I'm doing like a flip through, but I would say on average, they're about an hour and 20 minutes, usually. And that's with the intros, like, my shout-outs and whatnot, so. Alright, so now we've got 16 of these. We will not be doing 16 of these. I'm just going to, because I am going to end up doing some more of these, obviously. And there's the scrap for that. Okay. Let's move that over there. Put this away over here. Alright, now that we've got our cards, I am going to, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera with my head. It's like really right in front of my face. I'm going to go ahead and we'll do, let's just say for argument's sake, we'll try to do 6. Okay? So I'm going to go pull out 6 of these and put the rest of these over here. Now, I forgot to mention corner rounder. If you want to, you don't have to round your corners. I tend to do that. I like my rounded corners. I like my corners rounded. That's just me. I'm using the 4mm setting on this particular corner rounder. Now you can use the 7mm, 10mm, 14mm, whatever you want. Up to you, personal preference. Again, I'm not your mama. And my tutorials or craft with me videos are not law. These are just the suggestions I have for you, and this is just the way I do them. And this is the way I do, the process I have for what I'm using, for what I'm trying to create. So please do what you'd like to do, or as Mr. Tim Holtz would say, you do you. And like I say, I ain't your mama. Please do what you like and what you want. Alright, let's get this out the way. Alright, let's make sure Mama's still in frame. Yes, we are. Okay, so, now I like to start with the background. What do I mean the background? Well, like, for example, on here. You see the grid work and the coffee staining and all that stuff in the background, like the distressing part. I usually do that first, and I'll end up adding more in the end. For example, as far as the end, like this one I started with just the coffee stain rings and then some splatters. And then I went back and put this really pretty script in the background, which I thought was really nice. Yeah. So that's where I start. So let's start with one of these. Let's get a piece of scrap. I'm going to use some white scrap so it'll be easier for you guys to see what I'm stamping. Excuse me, let me get a drink of my water here. Another little thing for you guys who are new. Now you're probably wondering, why does she sniff so much? Because Mama's sick all the time. I have quite a few health issues that constantly keep me sick. It's one of the reasons I also do my day job. I work remotely. If I get around people, I tend to get ill. I have a compromised immune system. So I'm sorry for the sniffing constantly. I can't help it. Please excuse me. There's my apology for that. Okay, so let's get started. There's sniff. Okay, so let's do this one. I'm going to do this one on different colors so you guys can see better. We'll do it on this one. Okay, so background, right? So what I'm going to use for background on this one, I'm going to do some coffee rings on here. And I've got a couple coffee ring sets that I have. Let me grab one over here. I thought I had these in order. I do. Okay, here's a couple that I have. Here's another one that's a texture stamp that comes with a coffee ring on it. Again, I've had these stamp sets forever. I believe they all three came from Temu. So here's one. Can you guys see it in the... Yeah. So we're probably using this coffee ring here and some splatter. Here's another. Let me pull it out so you guys can not see the glare. Here's another set that I have that we're going to use. And here is another set here also that I have that's a little bit larger. Coffee rings, which I probably won't. I don't know if I'll use these or not. We might. Oops. Flip it over. Sorry about that, you guys. Put this right here. Put that back over. Okay, so these are the three that I'm going to start with right now, okay? Let me see if I can keep all this from collapsing on top of everything over here. Okay, so let's start. Yes? Okay. Since I have no idea what else I'm going to use, I do, like I said, I'm going to show you each of the stamps. So let me kind of give you an idea of where I'm going with this. So we're doing the background first. A lot of these stamps, like I said, are combinations of stamp sets. Yeah. So I have a lot of these business advertisement stamps here. You'll see these. That's kind of where I came up with the idea. These main parts of the business cards are businesses, right? Business adverts. So this is what we did. I actually combined them together to make these business cards, yeah? So look through your stamps. Some of those actually came from Halloween sets, if you could believe it. And so, yeah. So let's start with the background. I'm going to start with my little splatter stamp. Where'd it go? Right here. This one here. And I'm going to use sand dune here because I wanted the background, so I don't want it to overpower the print of the actual business card itself, right? So I'm just going to go around. Do it however you'd like. And since I am going to, I also do the backs of these. One of the reasons is because I had, like, while I was stamping, some of the sponge of one of my daubers got on the table and it kind of smudged the back. I was like, well, that doesn't look very attractive to write on. So I was like, well, why don't we just distress the back too? So we are distressing the front and the back. All right, that was sand dune with the splatter. Then I'm going to also use coffee rings, and I'm going to do that in the sand dune also. So let's do some larger ones this time. So we're going to go from this set here. Okay, this one I know I got from you. This is one of the first sets that I ever got. And we'll use this one here. And we're just going to stamp some coffee rings on it, like somebody set their coffee down on it, right? And we'll put one, all right. I'm going to put that broken part in there. Let me grab one other one. How about this one's got like multiple rings on it? I'll put that one right here. Yeah. And then now I want to put some splatter on it. So let's see. From the splattering, I think I'll use this one here. And I'm just going to kind of half on, half off kind of deal. Maybe put this right where it fits around like that. See? Yeah. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, next. I think that's enough for texture I want to use for now. So I'm going to try to be as tidy as possible and put these away as we use them, as I use them. Or I'm going to try to anyway. But I may not do that just in order to save time. Alright, also I don't want to have them all stacked up and start losing stamps because they get stuck to each other. Okay, so anyway, that's the coffee stuff. And the splatter. So next, I'm going to pick what my main focal point is going to be. Main focal point meaning the main business name, or how I'm going to stamp things together, like some of these other ones that are multiple different stamp sets. Like this one right here is it's actually 4 different stamp sets for this one. Okay, so like I said, go through your stamp sets. So let's recreate this one. Okay, all right, so where did I get this first part here? So I'm going to start with this business part here. Now yours doesn't even have to make sense. You can just find words and just stack them together with a name and a signature and whatever, right? It's really, I hate saying the possibilities are endless, because but it kind of is, you know. Just go through your stamp sets and see what you have. You may be surprised at what you find, yeah? So let me see if I can find a business set here. And where did I find that one? I think that one actually came from one of my ledger sets, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, I believe it did. If I could find the darn thing. Because I want to recreate this one and show you how I combined multiple sets together. Oh, gosh darn it. I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on. Okay, so I know I used this bottom part here came from my postcard stamps. Which I did get. I do know, remember, I got them off Amazon. It's Globeland. It's this one here. Okay, we're going to use that. And I believe this is the one. Yep. Okay, here's the other one. This one, I believe I got off Temu. It's just, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. It's a ledger stamp set. You guys see that with the glare? Let's see. Right. It's this one here. Okay. We're going to use that set. Let's start with that. Okay, so the business section part I'm going to use off of here is this business name here. Okay, so just going to decide where I want it on here. And it's just like you're creating a business card, right? Just kind of decide on your positioning, yeah? And I'm going to go right about there, I believe. I think it might go a little bit, not dead center, but a little bit above, I think. Maybe right, well, actually, no, I want to go right here. I'm going to recreate this one, okay? So I went down a little bit lower from the middle, because we're going to put something here, and then an arc here, and then a little something at the bottom. So let's do this. Now, this is going to be a little difficult for me to do because I can't see right over the stamp set like I normally would without the camera in the way. So if this gets a little bit woggy, meaning not even and completely straight, you're going to have to forgive me. But in the same breath, I would say that old business vintage cards, when they were printing them, weren't always perfectly straight like we have them now, right? So that doesn't really bother me that much. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit about from halfway down. Okay, let me put it right about here. So there's about half. I'm not even sure this is going to be straight, you guys, but I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to put it right about there, I think. Okay. There we go. All right, see? All right, then we'll wipe this off a little bit. Put this back. How are we doing on time? We're about halfway. So we'll keep going until we get to about an hour. How about that? All right, let's put this back. All right, the next one I did to create this was I used my postcard stamp. This is from Globeland. It's just called Postcard, okay? And I'm going to use these guys down here for the border. And for this one, I used... Which one did I use? I believe it's this one. This one with this little scroll work here. Really pretty. And I'm going to use a longer quote block for this. And this is going to go down here at the bottom. Okay, some nice scroll work at the bottom. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom and try to center it as best I can, yeah? I think that's good. Right there. Oop, sorry, I didn't mean to hit you in the head, or hit my head on you guys. Here we go. I squished it a little bit too hard, but that doesn't bother me either. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Not going to get upset about it. Okay, so the next set I used for this one was... This one is from Creative Expressions. Yes, we're going to use this arc here. So it's actually 3 sets. right? Yeah, 3 sets. And then the Paris one down here at the bottom. Yeah? So, let me pull this out here. I thought the art kind of gave it a nice little look, yeah? So we'll put that up first. And this is the ink I'm using is the VersaFine Clear and Nocturne. Okay, I'm going to put this right up top. I'll try to center this as best I can. Let me pull this out a little bit so I can see a little bit better. I hope you guys don't mind. I think that's about right. Now this is French. I know Patissiere as some sort of pastry shop, so I'm assuming this is some sort of bakery type of advertisement. But that looks nice with a little arc above the top, I think. Okay, I think back over there. Line this back up so it stays, it keeps shape, right? And then I use Paris in the middle, right underneath that arc, yeah? And it is as easy peasy lemon squeezy as that. So I can center it and see how good I get this. Maybe straight even. What do you think? There we go. Okay? And that's it. I think it looks like a business card, don't you think? I think it looks pretty good myself. I'm happy with it. I think it looks cool. So, anywho, that's how I made that one. And then to give it that burnt look, let's do that. Let's do some distressing on it now, right? So, I'll put the tape on last, right? Because I don't want to screw it up when I'm distressing. So, I'm going to take my scorched timber and black soot for this. To give it that burnt look. We're even going to tear this piece off to copy that. So, I'll show you how I did that as well. And for that, I actually had to put an eyelet here, and it didn't back right, so it tore tore off when I was trying to remove it. So I'm just going to tear off a little bit here. Like so. There we go. And then first I'm going to use my scorched timber. Let me grab my dauber for that one. It's this one here. I'm using the Distress ink in both the scorched timber and the black soot. Those of you who are new, why do I do that and not use the oxide? Well, I feel like the oxide, I don't need it to oxidize. Maybe we should use the oxidize for this one because it would give it a chalkier look. But for now, I'm using the distressed ink. It's darker, number one, than the scorched timber oxide. And I really don't feel like I need the oxide normally for the edging, right? If I'm doing something big on a sheet with a design, then I may use the oxide because I want that oxidation characteristic. But for inking the edges, it's not that important to me, right? I'm going to do it really dark here where I want it to look burnt, yeah? And then to give it a little bit more effect and a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Accentuating the burnt look of it. I'm just going to, on the outside edge here, I'm not going to pull it in, is I'm going to put the black soot. And then really darken it up in here, especially in where it's kind of rounded. And that'll give us that burnt kind of look right there to it, right? What do you think? Then I'm going to take my blending brush and just kind of blend it out a little bit, soften up the edges and the corners. Sorry for the shaky camera. It's not the shaky camera, it's like the shaky table. Hopefully I'm going to be fixing this soon. This is one of my first tables I ever, that's actually my ex-husband's table. So it's like a folding table. And it shakes a lot. So, and since I want this a little darker to get it to a little bit more of this color, I'm going to take rub my blending brush over the ink pad here. And I'm going to come in from the outside in and work my way into the center a little bit. Just to darken it up a little bit, make it a little more grungy. And again, we may actually put some more stuff to it. We still have some more stamping to put on here still. So I think the other one was made from file folders. What's a little bit darker color. This is the cardstock. So I'm going to do that here. Make it a little bit more grungy. Like so. Yeah? How's that looking? It still looks a little clean to me. So let's do a little more on here. Let's darken it up some more, yeah? Now the reason I'm going from the outside into the paper, that kind of smooths it out and it doesn't get these, these big circle swoops, right? let you control it a little bit more as well, right? How much you're going to darken it. There we go. Now I'm liking this now. Okay. Probably thinking, why don't you just use a darker color? I don't know. It's just what I have. Using what I got, folks. Using what I got. All right, let's do the back side too. Like I said, we want the back to look like the front of the business card, right? So I'm just gonna swipe my scorched timber around the edges here. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it now before I do the black on the edges again. I don't think we need to do black on the edges again. Maybe we will. This one I'm not going to do is as dark because it is intended to be a writing space, yeah? So we don't want it to where they can't see what they're writing, yeah? So this is supposed to be burned. I'm going to put a little more burn right there. A little more black right there. Give it a little more once over. And let's give it some speckling, yeah? Let's break out our sand dune again. It's a beautiful color. It's nice, great for backgrounds, right? There. Now we can still write on it. Plenty of, it's very visible. Oh, plenty of visibility there. And then on the front, we're going to do some more texture stamping to recreate the other one that I just showed you. So what I also did here is I added a script stamp. And one of my favorite script stamps is this one right here. This comes actually from Tiny Toadstools, Tim Holtz. I love the script stamp, so I keep it very close by. I use it a lot. And it gives a really cool, just beautiful, like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just in the background. It looks really cool. I like it. So again, sand dune, right? I'm just going to go all over it with it. Look at that. And that, I just think that looks cool. That's me. A personal preference. If you don't like it, don't do this. But I just think it looks really neat. You guys see that? Yeah, you guys can see the script in the background. It's very light and really faint. Yeah? I want to make this even darker now. I really like grunging stuff up, so if you haven't noticed, I just want it to be really dark. I want it to look old, right? Now, I'm going to even add some boo-boo tape here, like I did with the other one that we're recreating, right? With this one. And I'm just going to probably put one right there. Maybe that one, maybe. And there's no right or wrong here, you guys. I mean, like I said, these are just suggestions and hopefully inspiration for you. And my word is definitely not law. Just put one there. Maybe we'll put one right. Should we put one right here or there? I want to put one right there. Let's do I'm sorry. I keep smacking the light with my face. How about, we'll do that one long, or let's see. We got a shorter one. How about that one right there? Let's just pick one. Pick one, Tiana. Pick one. Just pick one. Okay. And I'm going to put it like this, like somebody had to put it back together, right? So let's put it right here. Now, you don't have to put the booby tape on if you don't like it. This is just, I thought it looked cute. So, here we go. That's a faux vintage business card, in my personal opinion, and something that I created. So, yeah. And if you want, we can even put an eyelet on it. Let's put an eyelet on it. Why not, right? Let's grab an eyelet. Grab one there. Let's grab our crocodile. Where did I put it? There it is. And again, you don't have to do this. This is just so you can add an if you want to add an eyelet, leave it with just the eyelet. And then you can add a dangle if you wanted to this. A little charm or chain or whatever. What did I just do with my... Oh, there it is. Come here, you. Just push this in here. Make sure it's in there. Again, the setting for these particular eyelets is A2. And it gives us a nice roll in the back, yeah? Okay, so there's 1, 2, yeah? Let's see how much time we got. We are at 44, so let's do at least 2 more, right? We can get 2 more out of this time frame. All right, let's do a multicolor one. How about we recreate this one? Yeah, this is a drugstore pharmacist one here. I used 2 colors here. This is in Nocturne, the Verified Clair, but the red, I love this red. Let me show you this red. The red is archival ink. Now, I have a red in or fine clear. I like, it's fine. But this is my favorite red of all time. It's archival ink in red geranium. It's red, but it's got a little bit of a darker tone to it. It's not the orangey kind of red, and it's got more of a, I want to say a blue undertone to it, but I love this red. I use it anytime I use red. This is my go-to right now. Okay, so recreate this one. All right, let's do some texture again. I'm gonna use a bigger splatter this time. This one here. This is still Holtz. I don't remember which set this came from, to be honest with you. I think it's one of my Halloween sets. But we're going to go ahead and use sand dune again. Actually, since this is a darker one, I wonder if this sand dune will show up. It will. Let's see what it looks like. Because I also have some darker brown, so maybe we'll use fallen leaves or something. But let's see what this looks like. That works. We'll use this. Okay, we'll use this. And I'm just going to kind of go around. However you want to do it, up to you. You can do splatter or not. If you're going to use the same stamp, you want to kind of turn it around, you know? So you get different textures on here. Do one across the center there. There we go. Go ahead and do the back as well. So I'm thinking about it. Flip it around. Let's go this way with it. One in the corner. There we go. All right. I think that's good for the splatter for now. We can always add more later. All right, now, let's do some different coffee rings here. I'm going to do from this set this time. Yeah? Okay. And I think I'm going to go back to this one. Actually, for recreating this one, we're not going to use that one. We're using this one here again. So let's use, I like this one. Let's try that one there. And we're going to go back to our sand dune. I'll put this to the side for just a second. And we'll put some coffee rings on here however you'd like. Yeah, so I'll put one there. Kind of half on, half off. Let's do one right there. Grab a different one. I'm actually going to grab one of these small ones here. Why not, right? Put a small one up there. Put a small one in here. And then, let's see what else have we got. I got this one is kind of like a partial ring. We'll use that one as well, yeah? Put it right kind of there. Sure. And now let's do some splatter for the coffee that's splattered, right? And we'll put this one right here. And how about some more down here at the bottom? That's a little much now. Let's see. We'll do one more. But not the bigger parts of it, the smaller bits over here. I got a smaller one on this set that we'll use. How about this one right here? This one. And we'll just kind of come up the side with it. Yeah? There. I think that's plenty, don't you think? Yeah. That's plenty, I believe. Alright, let's put this to the side. Over here, you go there, and you go here, and you go in here. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go put this guy away, because we're not going to use this one right now. For this one. So for this particular one, I believe I pulled from my Halloween stamps, as a matter of fact. A lot of the Halloween stamps that you'll see, the pharmacist stamps in there, and whatnot. So that's where I pulled this one from. Okay, so this one is two sets from two different sets. So let me pull those out here. Here is one. This is... Oh, I forgot. Oh, the card fell off of it. This is one of the Halloween stamps. I believe this is Is this Undertaker? I think this is Undertaker. Okay. Actually, I'm sorry. I misspoke. This came from It came from this stamp set. I believe this is Undertaker. I don't remember, and I can't find the little tag for it. I don't even have the CMS for it. But like I said, it's this one here. If you guys can see it without the glare on it. Yeah. So I'm going to pull out this Red Cross one here. And I'm going to pull out the Pharmacist one here. Yeah. We'll do it on this one. We're going to use the Nocturne again, so I can find it. What do I do with it? Here we go. So we're doing it on a different color, so I'm not sure what it's going to look like. So this will be a new one basically for us. All right, let's grab our acrylic block here. Let's kind of get a move on so we can do a couple more of these. I'd like to do at least 4 of these. in different styles so you guys can see them. Alright, so this is a multicolored one we're going to do. So for this one, we're going to recreate that other one. I put it at the bottom here. I might do a little different. I'm going to leave a little bit of room. I think I'm going to put a border at the bottom. So let me make sure I'm kind of straight on here. Right about there, I think would be good. Okay, maybe it's straight, maybe it's not. Pretty straight. That'll work, right? Put that back here. And then we're going to do this one in that red that I was talking about. That red geranium and archival ink. I believe I got this at Hobby Lobby, I believe. But Red Cross, I thought, you know, should be tried in red. It came up, I kind of liked it in the red, right? But I do not know what it's going to look like on this darker cardboard color, but we're about to find out. I put this right above the top. This is where it says Red Cross Drugstore Prescription Druggist, and then you got the pharmacist's name and business name at the bottom here. If I can get this centered. This is so hard to do when you're not able to see right above it. Okay, I can't even tell if it's straight. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I gotta fix this on here to help me. Let me do that real quick. Ooh, that's definitely gonna need some more color. I think it might be time for me to buy a new re-inker for this red because I use it so often that it may not show up on here. Let's test it out and see first. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that works. That totally works. Totally works. Totally works. I like it. Okay, let's make sure we got plenty of ink on here. I don't want to have to do it twice. I thought about getting one of those, like, you know, stamping little contraptions, but I just can't justify the spend when I'm, you know, majority of the time I get this pretty right, pretty dead on. Alright, so it's a little off here, I think. So I think that's the center. I think that's about right. Let's commit to right there. Okay. And there we go. Alright. It's not as dark as I would like it. I might want to try in a different... I got some Tim Holtz red, like a red plaid or something like that. But that works for this. It still gives it that vintagey look. Alright, what do you guys think? Yes, no, let's see what it looks like on camera. How's that look? That works. I think a little darker red would have been, might have gone better, or maybe we didn't put enough ink on it, but it's still fine. Still totally fine. Alright, let's put all this back. Now, I thought about even putting this identification number on it over here. I still might do that. What do you guys think? Should we? Or should I just... No, I think I'm going to go with this postcard border on here. Some sort of flourish on here. It needs something for sure. Let's see. I think we'll go back to the postcards because it's got those nice lines on it. Where do the postcard? Right underneath here. It's right there. Right there. And for this one, I think we'll go with... Let's see, something not too flourishy. Taking a look-see here. I think I'm going to go with some of this, maybe this scroll work here. I think that might be too big. Probably would look really good in the center, but I think these scrolls are going to be might be too big. So let's try this one. Be too big? Yeah, I think they are going to be too big. All right, so I've got another idea. I've got another set that's got these some textured straight lines on it. So they're kind of like stitches. So this one is a, what do you call, bow bunny. I got this bow bunny. It's a tag set. I can't remember the exact name of it, but this is what it looks like. Okay, and it's from Bow Bunny. Okay, can you guys see that without the glare on it? There we go, like that. And I'm going to use these little stitchings right here for that bottom part, I think. I think it needs a little bit more flourish, I think. So I've got one that's stitching and one that's kind of like an edging. I think we'll go with the edging, or we can just do straight lines. I've got those too. Let's see, how about we do... Let's see what this looks like, and then we'll decide. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the nocturne here. So this is what we have with the stitching there. And I don't think I like that much. Let's see what this one looks like. I think I like that better. Okay, let's go with that one. Let's straighten it out a little bit on here. This is the only thing I don't like about the cling stamps, especially when you got the lines and the labels. They don't stay straight versus the rubber stamps, right? You gotta sit here and futz with them to get your straight lines back. It's like a little caterpillar. Okay, I think that'll work. Alright. I'm going to also just do it really lightly because I don't want to smush it and smear it. So I'm going to put one in the center here for sure. There. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Okay. So I'm almost wanting to leave it like that with just one and then put one on each end. I think I will do that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to center it on each end as best I can. Yep. That's what I want. See if I can even this one to the other one. Okay. It's pretty good. Pretty close. And then I'm going to put one above here as well. Should I? Yeah, it definitely needs one at the top as well. See if we can line it up with the bottom one best we can. There. I think we got it right there. There. There we go. Okay. I kind of even want to put... Don't want to put them in the corners. I think I might just put dots in the corners, as a matter of fact. To kind of give it a Brad look, maybe. This kind of looks like it needs something right there, so I kind of want to put it like just a dot there. So, what am I going to do? I will... I knew it needs something right there, does it? Maybe we'll just use the eyelets there. Or, once we distress it, it might be alright the way it is. Let's see, what else do we have that we could put up there? We could put a date up there, we could put a number up there. Like I said, we could just put, like, circles in the corners as well. But I think, let's distress it and see how it looks. And I'm going to go with the scorched, this time I'm just going to go with the scorched timber and the black ink again. And let's see how it does. Yep, scorched timber shows up for it just fine. Well, I think I do like the cardstock, not the cardstock, but the cream color and the file folder a little bit better than this dark cardboard color. But it still looks pretty cool. So we'll do the other two and the lighter cardstock color. But again, if you like it this way, awesome. Up to you. I ain't your mama. Personal preference. And then we're just going to do the edges here. And I think I'm going to put some script on this one as well. But not that script. I think what I'm thinking about doing, because it definitely needs some more grunging up for sure. Let's do a little blending here. This looks okay as far as a vintage business card, don't you think? I think it looks fine. I mean, they're going to be old, right? This darker color, right? So, it's a look. It's a look. It's a look. But it definitely needs more grunging. It needs definitely some more on it. So, I'm going to use a script, but the script I'm going to use is going to be from that Halloween set. It's going to be a pharmacy prescription thing, like in the background, right? Uh-oh, did I just drop a stamp? I hope I didn't. I felt something fall. Oh well, I'll find it later. Okay, alright, let's put this one away too. So I think I am going to use some script, and I'm going to use, I kind of want to use this a little bit in here somewhere. So I'm going to grab my sand dune again, and just kind of put this around. Ooh, that kind of looks cool. I like that, actually. It's just in the background. I like it. We're doing it all over. Real lightly. There. Now we're done with it. Boom. Now we're done. I like it. I like it a lot. I do, I do, I do. Let's do the back. We're definitely going to put an eyelet on this one too, I think. These are fun, right? I mean, you can go through your stamps and find all kinds of stuff that you can use for the business name. I mean, just even from like field notes, we could probably come up with something. And Eccentric, I bet you we could come up with something. I know there's a transportation company stamp in there somewhere, and I know I've got an address somewhere else. So, what do you guys think? There's another one. Let's do an eyelet. Call this one done. Let's put it over here. This little blank spot. Again, going with this eyelet here, and A2. Is it A2 or is it, yeah, it's A2. Okay, there we go. Nice around. But there was another one. Alright, so that's the first one we did. Here's the next one. This is the first one we did here. Let's see how they look on camera. Here's one. Business card, journaling card. Business card, journaling card. Yeah, with an eyelet. Okay, there's that one. Alright, let's do... We can do a couple more real quick, don't you think? I think so. I think we can. I think we can. I think we can. Alright, let's do another... How about it... let's see, what else have we got for businesses besides this... The Halloween ones. Let's see, let's put this one back as well. Alright, we'll use the cream color one again. Let me grab one. See if we can get two more done before I want to call it a night. Because I also promised a friend I would call her, and I don't want it to be too late. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and do our textures first, and we'll do some more coffee rings, of course, but I want to use a different set of coffee rings. I want to use this one from the set here, okay? I'm going to use this one. Oops, I forgot to put this one away. Sorry, guys. I'm going to interrupt you real quick to put this back. Alright, so the washer is necessary. Excuse me 1 second, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. I'm just going to straighten up my camera here a little bit. How's that? That better? Alright, so let's try to use some stuff from... If you don't have all these stamp sets, right? Let's see what we can create from our Eccentric and our field notes. I bet we can do something from that. Or at least like the business part if you don't have that. Let's try one from there. So I know we've got... what do you call? Transportation company comes out of here, right? So let's try to find that one. Here we go. Transportation company. Nope, that's an navigation check. Where in the heck? Where is it? Transportation company. Where is it, you guys? Is this it? Here we go. Transportation company. So we can use that for something, right? Let's see what else have we got in here that we can use. Telephone number. We can use that. Yeah. And I think that might work so far. Maybe we could find, if you had a name of somebody or anything like that, we could use that. But let's try something like this. Yeah, so anyway, I'm sorry. Looking for other stuff. So transportation company, we could use factory, here's factory number, also from this set. Use telephone number, right? And that should make decent business cards, something right there, because it doesn't have to make any sense, right? We can put this at the bottom. Orders Tuesday, day and night. Let's see what this looks like. Let's try this. All right, let's go ahead and grunge it up first. I'm going to use the smaller speckle stamp. I got this at a thrift store. It is so the name of the vendor is Stampin' Up. This is from 1997. So like I said, I found this at a thrift store. But I am going to use this stamp, and I'm going to use Sand Dune as well on here. There. Let's go to the back. Okay. And I think I'm going to use some grid on the front. Why not? Let's use some grid. For sure, some texture. Yeah? I got this off of Etsy. I love this stamp. It's one of my favorite stamps. The only thing I don't like about it is when it was set on here, it was set a little bit off center. So it's not like if I put it down straight, it looks straight here. It's not. I have to kind of kick it a little bit. But that's all right. I'll put the link to that also. Let me put that here. Grid stamp. Link to that. Somebody told me they don't ship internationally. So I mean, that may have changed. But, so yeah. But I was able to get it. And it's I love this stamp. So like I said, I have to kind of kick it up to make it look straight. And even then, I can't always get it right, but I still love this stamp. Go a little down here. There we go. All right, just to give it a little more texture. I love putting texture. Love, love, love it. You guys that have been with me know I do that. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm actually going to turn. I got this off Temu. I'm going to turn this into a checklist on the back here, okay? Instead of just a comment card. So we'll do this in, how about we go with, yeah, we'll go with Nocturne again. And I'm just going to make it a checklist instead of just a journaling card, right? Put that right here. Hopefully I'll get this straight-ish. There we go. And there you go. If you want, you can put lines on it there. If you don't have a line stamp, you can just use a ruler and a pen. Would work just fine. Yeah? And I might even, ooh, you know what? All right. Anywho, there's the back of it. Make it a little checklist. That's kind of cute, right? Anyway, back to the front. We're going to use our Tim Holtz Eccentric and Field Notes. Before we do that, we're going to put some coffee stains on it. Here, again, back with the sand dune. I love putting coffee rings on things, if you haven't noticed. And I think I'm going to keep... What do I want to do? I want another one right here. Let's turn it around and just go right there. Then we'll put some splatter for the coffee drips on there. We'll use this one here. A little one. Right in between there. Some right there. A little coming out right there. And some coming down the side. There we go. Alright. I'm rushing. Seems like I'm rushing. I am a little bit because I want to get more done. Alright, so let's use the same acrylic block here. Let's stick it on there. Come on. Okay, so we're going to go back to... Let's do archival ink this time to show you the difference. There's not much difference. I swap back between the two depending on the texture of the paper. If it's got a gloss to it, I will not use Versify Quick because it will take forever, a month of Sundays to dry. Ooh, darn it all. It's got ink all over my acrylic block there. Alright, so we're going to just call this Transportation Company. And then we could call it Destination Transportation Company if you wanted to. Let's see. What else we got in here? Let's just keep it simple, right? So you guys can, you know, travel along with this. So the business card, we're going to call Transportation Company. We're going to put it right up here in the center. Hopefully that's centered. Let me see. I'm sorry, you guys. I've got to get on top of this real quick. And we're going to put it right about there. They've got that right there. It's a little off, but that does not bother me that much. Always be some, but not that much. These are supposed to be vintage, faux vintage cards, business cards, right? Then we'll do the factory number. Yeah. We're gonna make this pretty blocky, I think, for this one. I hope this is straight. Come on, work with me. Stuck. Okay, factory number. Heck, we'll even put department number on there. And then we'll see if we can find a script, somebody's signature to put up on top. It'll be like a personal business card versus a business card. Department, let's put that here. This is also from Eccentric and Field Notes here. Uh-oh. There we go. Telephone number. Right beneath that. Yeah? Okay, now I think what we're going to do is go ahead and put the orders to attended to day or night at the bottom, and then we'll put somebody's signature at the top. Now, if you don't have somebody's signature, just make a signature. Just write it on there with a pen. If you don't mind your handwriting, I don't mind mine. So screw it. Why don't we just do that ourselves? We'll also do that as well, so you can see what it looks like. I've never done it that way before, so let's just check it out. Put this down here at the very bottom. Okay. And if you don't have a signature stamp, I'm going to say that I don't and make a signature up there at the top. So let me get a black pen here. It's one of my Sharpies here. Let's see how this one will write on there. All right, what do we want to call them? Let's see, how about Edward Johnson, right? So, Edward Johnson. You can do that. How about that? That work for you guys? Put that up here at the top, maybe. We'll do it as a signature, okay? And I'm going to do it in my script the way I would write it. That's not too bad, huh? What do you guys think? So far, so good. We still got some more flourishes to put on there. That looks like a pretty cool business card, I think. Edward Johnson, Transportation Company, Factory number 1896, Department 177, telephone. Orders tended to day or night. Get it in line with a business card, right? So let's junk it up or distress it up with some scorched timber. We'll do a little burnt action on it as well. And I think we'll put some script behind it as well. The scorched timber. Did I didn't flip the things, did I? Okay. Let's do that. Make sure I don't get myself all twisted here. And I think I got some more. I wanted to use more texture stamps, but like I said, this one, I wanted to use the most common stamps I think we all have. Like I said, the Eccentric and the Field Notes. And then again, if you don't have a signature stamp, I just signed it. You can do the same thing, right? Okay, now let's do some burnt edges on it. Just on the edge. Kind of accentuate that scorched timber look a little bit more. And I'm going to take my blending brush and blend it around. Soften it up a little bit. And I think we'll leave this one as it is. Like I said, I want to keep this one simple for those of us who don't have a lot of stamps. You too can make these as well. Just from that. Just from the, I think most of us have the Tim Holtz Eccentric and Field Notes stamp sets. So yes, you can make these as well from that as well. Let's put some more splatter on it, I think, though. Let's use the bigger one this time. Here we go. Yeah, let's grunge it up some more. Alrighty. Now, if you wanted to keep going with this, now I would. I'm going to add some script to it. And just some random words in the background. This is just me because I like to over texture. But like I said, you don't have to do that. And this came out just fine the way it is. Okay? So if you want to keep going with it, which I'm going to here, I'm just going to add a little script to these empty spaces. get a completely different look. Yeah? Alright. Let's go ahead and put eyelet on this one too. I love putting eyelets on things. It's amazing what this little piece of metal can do for a piece of ephemera or an element. Now, like I said, you can put a dangle here or nothing at all, and I think it looks just fine the way it is. Okay, there we go. And it's a little checklist. So let's go ahead and brush up the back a little bit here. Let's split a little bit. Like that. Give it a little bit of burn. We'll use the other eyelets that I have too, so you can see the other ones that I use as well. Alright, let's do one more. We're at 1:15. I think one more will get us to an hour and a half. Alright, so let's put these back to the sides here. I'm going to put away my field. Well, I'll put them away, but I'm just going to cover them so I don't knock them off the table and they go all over the floor. Yeah? Okay, so let's do another one. Let's do... Oh, I don't know. Let's see what I've got here. I've got some business adverts here somewhere. Here we go. And again, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know where I got this one either. I think I got it from Temu or Amazon. I don't remember which one. But here is the set. Let me see if you guys can see it. Oh, I've used it so much you can't even see the ink. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull all these off so you guys can see what it's supposed to look like. You know that. This is the stamp set. Can you see it? Let the glare. Here we go. There. These are different business adverts that are on it. That's what we're going to use for these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on here, actually. Yeah? So, yeah. I tried to find it on Amazon. I don't even know how you would search for this, except for vintage stamps. Does it say on here? What is... No, it doesn't. Like I said, I've had this... I don't remember where I got it, and I'm so sorry. That's why I'm showing it to you on this paper, so hopefully you guys can see and find it yourselves. If I do come across it, I'll try to remember to put it in the description if I ever do come across it. Like I said, I tried to find it, and I was unable to do so before I filmed this video. Okay, let me put these all back here. Here, this one goes up here. This one goes here. This one's here, right? No. This one goes up here. This one is here, here, and here. So we'll make one more with using this stamp set. Okay. And then we're going to call it a night, all right? All right, here we go. All right, let's start with some texture again, yeah? So let's do some more grid. I'm going to do some more grid. I'll give it the sand dune. Okay, I'm going to put it right about here. A little bit right here. So touch right here. And then a little touch over here, I think. There we go. Yeah, nice. I like it. Okay. You want to make back the list again? Why not? Let's do that. We'll make it a list. Or how about a memo? I got from that Bo Bunny memo or tag set that we were using earlier. If I could find it again. Here we go. There is a memo stamp on here. Well, maybe make it a memo in the back this time. Or a note. How about a note? Just a note. Yeah, let's just do note. Put note there. We can put a date. Area for a date on there. Yeah. Back with Nocturne again. Put note right here. Come on, stay still for me. Darn it. The paper keeps moving on me. Note. And then it does have a date. Little deal over here. Oh, I see what fell. That part fell. Oh no, and I love that little piece. It's the little bitty. No, I gotta find that. Oh no, that cannot be gone. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love that little stamp. It's like a little mini, oh Jesus. Lord help me. I gotta find that one tonight. It is a little, mail stamp that goes with the squiggle. See the little tiny thing right there? That's what fell off of me. I knew I felt something fall. Oh no! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I will find it. It'll be fine. Oh my god. I hate that. I love that stamp. Do I want to use this one for the date? It's kind of big. I don't think I will. It's a little big. But I will put some lines there, though. Oops, sorry. I hit you guys again. From the note. Just right here, I think. There. That's cute. You guys, what do you think? Yeah? I like it. It knows that, you know, not necessarily vintage, but I think it's cute. I think it's cute. Oh my god, I can't believe I lost that stamp, you guys. Oh my god. That is really upsetting me right now. I love that little bitty booger. Is this going here? Is it going? I think it's over here. Oh my god, I'm so upset right now. Can't believe I lost that. I'm gonna cry. Alright, I'm gonna pause. I gotta find it. Okay, you guys, I cannot find it, and I am so upset right now that I have lost that little stamp. I almost cried. I love that little thing. I knew it, and I remember, I don't know if you remember or heard me say, I think something fell. That must have been what fell on the ground. Was that still stamp? Hey, okay. Focus, focus, focus. Okay, alright. Back to the front. Alright, let's see which one of these we're going to use. One that fits, these are quite large. So how about we'll use this one right here. Dr. J.R. Taylor and Sons Purveyors. Yep, we'll use that one. Put that one right here in the center, and then we can put some nice flourish around it, I think, and that'll call it a night. What do you think? That fit? No. I tend to bring out the big one. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure I got this from Temu. Now, some of these from Temu, a lot of times I have found that when you use them, the center of the stamp, depending on your surface, won't hit. So, what I'm going to do is put the stamp on. I'm going to use the big one here, but I'm going to put it a little bit to the bottom of the actual block here so I can get a little more pressure on it. And I'm also going to stamp on top of something hard to make sure that, because this table actually is a little bit warped in the middle because it's so flimsy. So let me grab a book or something here I can stamp on top of. There we go. It's a Tim Holtz paper pad I'm going to use. Okay. Before we do that big, we'll go ahead and do the big stamp, get that out of the way because it's the most, like, stressful part of this one. Okay, so let's go back to our First Fine Claire. And we're going to go with the Nocturne again. And then we'll do some more texturizing. I just want to get this big thing out of the way because it's going to stress me out, making sure that middle part here that actually gets down on the page card. Alright, so I'm going to come over here to the most strongest part of my table here. Let's see if we can get this on here right. Now I'm going to come down a little. Let's see, should we go to the top and put the flourish? No, we'll put the flourish at the top, I think. Come a little bit off center here. Excuse me one second, let me see if I can get this straight on here. I think I want to go. I think I want to go dead center and put the flourish at the top and the bottom, as a matter of fact. Okay, so we're going to go in the center as best I can get it without being able to stand over the top of it. Let me see if I can do this here. Alright, wish me luck. I can't see because of the glare. And I can't tell if it's straight or not. Oh, goodness gracious. This is stressing me out. Let's go right there. Okay. Let's see if I got it. Pretty close. Yep, we got it. Good deal. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Okay. Now let's move on to... That's the most stressful part. And we got that centerpiece in there, which is what I was worried about. Okay. Now we got that stressful part out of the way. Let's put some flourish on it, yeah? And we're going to use, of course, I love that postcard flourish set, so we're going to use that, I think. Let's see what else I've got over here that we might be able to use. I'm definitely going to use, I think I want to use this stamp set. This is Crafty by Tony. This is her texture set. I think I want to use that for sure. So we got an address on us, so we don't have to worry about that. And I think we'll just use the postcard whatnots on it. Yeah, the whatnots, you know, the whatnots. And some coffee stuff, yeah? If I could find what I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm like totally like pissed off that I lost that piece. I'm so upset right now, you guys. You don't understand how much I love that darn thing. It's like the tiniest little, I mean, little bitty stamp for a postage stamp, right? Where did I put the darn postcards? Here we go. If we're gonna use that, we're just gonna use this. Okay, let's put these flourishes on first. Let's do that. And I think this one, I want to use this one here. I think this one, or let's see, what does this one look like? No, that's too much. And then there's see here. I like that one. I think that's a little much. That's a little too much. And then there's this one. I like the straight lines of this one. Of these two. I think that might be a little too much too. So basically I'm just piecing together, you know, the design, right? I think... Alright guys, what do you guys think? That one or this one? Let's see, what do I think here? I'm leaning towards the other one. I don't know why. I'm leaning towards this one, this big one. Screw it, that's what I'm doing. I'm making a decision. I'm gonna make a decision. Alright, we're gonna use this one right here. Okay. Long enough? No, stop. This one. Alright. Here we go. I'm gonna put it at the top and the bottom with the nocturne. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna stand up and try to do this so I can see if I can get it straight on here. Now we're gonna go right down to the edge here. Right there. Go. And then we'll do... Oh, that didn't come out well at all, did it? Ooh, that was not good. That's okay. That's okay. This is just demonstration anyway. It's okay. It's okay, Tiana. It's fine. And we can do this one a little straighter this time. I think I smushed it down too hard. That's much better. That's the way it's supposed to look. That's okay. Once we grunge it up, it'll be just fine. But I'm happy with that. So there's another one. Another Vaux business card, advert, whatever we want to call them. I think they look kind of cool. And I haven't seen anybody else do them. Not that I can recall, but I could be completely wrong. Alright, now let's grunge it up with some, of course, scorched timber and ink here. Then we'll put some more texture on it, yeah? Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure, more texture. I need to put a dangle on this one just for shits and giggles. What do y'all think? Why not? Yeah? Shits and giggles? Sorry if I offended anybody with my cursing. We're all adults here. You'll get over it. I hope you'll get over it. I'm sorry if you didn't. I don't mean to offend. I'm just being me. Just gonna hit the back here a little bit, like we do. Now see, this is a perfect example of why I decided to do the backs. See, my fingers are all inky, and see the little ink things on here? This is why we grunted the back. To look like that was on purpose. Right? So now I'm going to take my speckling and go over where my ink fingers were and cover that up. So it looks like it was on purpose. So now we're going to just do the whole thing and a little splatter. Yeah? Splatter, 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 splatter. Then I think I'm going to put a little bit more of this on here just for giggles. And that's the back. And let's do the front some more. I'm going to grunge that up some more, yeah? Definitely want to hit the corners some more. I like to hit the corners a little bit more and kind of give that spotlight effect on my elements when I'm a heavy inker, if you hadn't noticed already, if you're new. Those of you who've been with me for a while already know I am a heavy inker. I love to give that spotlight effect on the piece. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to put some big speckles on here. Let's go for this bigger one here. Actually, I'm going to put a few speckles on here, and then we're going to go use some of Crafty by Tony stamps on here. Yeah? I'm going to put some right here. Some right there. And that's going to be it for the speckling. I want to use her texture stamps. Where did they go? Then we're going to call it a night. And I'll put a link to these as well. I don't know if she still has them on her Etsy shop anymore. I haven't been to her shop in a little bit. Hopefully they are still there. But I'll at least put a link to her shop. I think she just had a new stamp release too. But she's got some really great stamps sets over there. So I'm going to use this one here. I think. Give it a little bit. A little something, something. And again, sand dune. Yeah, let's get some stuff out of the way here. This stamp set right here. And I'm going to go again with the sand dune. And this is going to give it this kind of a effect right here. So I'm going to put that right over the element down here. And it's going to go all the way around with it. I like that a lot, actually. Yep. Here we go. Yeah. What else can we use from that set? Let's see. Got that. We can use... We could overdo it. Y'all want to put like a cracked glass on it? Like... That might be cool. This right here. Let me just take a peek and see what it looks like on this paper. I don't hate it. I'm going to do 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 it. Do it. That looks kind of cool, actually. Okay, I don't hate that at all. I'm going to put it up here in this corner, too. Screw it. We'll do all four corners. I like it. I don't know why, but I do. And I'm going to even go even further, y'all, with that script stamp. Where'd it go? I'm going to use it. I love that. I told you, I love that stamp. I use it all the darn time. Now I just have to find it. I use it so much that I threw it in the box with the field notes and my Eccentric, because I don't ever take them apart now, so I just got these in boxes. They're all mixed up together, the two sets. But I use them so often that I just don't even bother putting them back on the board that it came on. Here we go. Some more script, and I might even put some words in the background. I don't know. There. Right there. Now it's done. I think. Let me take a peek at it here. Nope, more black. Did we do the black? Did we do the black edging? I don't think we did. Maybe we did. We did. Let's go do some more. Alright, now we're going to put an eyelet on it. Put it on this side this time, I think. And we're going to use the other eyelets that I have just so you guys can see the other set that I use. Or that I got because I was out of the others. And I'll put a link to these two. Eyelets 1 and 2. And then Crafty by Tony Etsy. Tony Etsy. I'm writing down the links for you guys so I don't forget to do them. And these come with washers. And for the setting for these is A3. Okay? I'm going to use this one or the gunmetal black ones, you guys think? I think the gunmetal. No. I'm going to go with that one. That one. With that one. I think we're going to go with that one. Yeah. The washer to go with it. I normally don't use the washers, but I kind of like the way it rounds off when using these particular ones versus not using the washer with them. I like how it smooths out the back and rounds it out. It's nice. I don't use the tools that come with it. I use my own crocodile because it does work. Just push this in there. Put the washer on it with the rough side up. Yeah. I change my setting here. This goes to A. This is on A right here. Okay. And then this goes to A3. Let me make sure I got it on A3. This thing is so mangled. I need to get a new one. I really do. There's 4. I believe that's 3 right there. Okay. So I'm going to flip it upside down and put the nubbin underneath. I think this is the right setting. There we go. Okay. All done. I don't think it was the right one. Yeah, it was. There it goes. It's good. Sometimes you're switching around setting, but my thing is so mangled right now. I really do need to get a new one. But it was A3. So anyway, here we go. There's that one. All done. So what do we create tonight? We're going to call it a night. We are at over an hour and a half. And I think you guys have had enough torture for me tonight. Anywho, so let's pull out, do a little tidy up here and see what we made. Yeah? I'm going to put some of these things away here so that we do not lose them. Like I lost my little favorite little stamp. I can't believe I lost that thing, you guys. I'm so pissed off about that right now. I'm sorry. I'm cussing. I'm really just ticked the F off. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You can always get another one if you really, really want it. Okay. So here's what we made. We made this one here. We did this one here. We recreated one. Made this one here. And where is our other one? Where did the other one go? And hello. What did I do with it? Is that it right there? Oh, here we go. And this one right here. We made these. So these are, you know, my little faux business cards that I made to make his journal cards, right? You know, I hope you like them. Here's some other ones, other examples. Ones that I've done prior. So you guys can see other ones as well. Let's see. Here's another one here. Here's another one that's very similar. There's one. And I think I can fit another one over here. And there's a couple other ones that I'm working on. Here's an Undertaker one I'm working on. Casket one, of course. Some adverts. Here's another one I'm working on. Here's another one I already did. But yeah, so hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys like these. Maybe they give you a little inspiration to come up with some of your own. Or not. So please like and share the video with anybody and everybody. You'd help me out. Help out my channel. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button and the bell. You'll get notified anytime I upload new content. Which I try to do at least once a week now. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Shout out to my old subscribers. You guys have been with me for a while. And I guess I said don't forget to go to my Ko-fi site because we will be putting up some free stuff for you guys for reaching our 600 subscriber mark, and we'll do another freebie once we get to the 700. I'm thinking about doing digitals. I'm talking to my daughter. She's an artist about maybe doing some backgrounds and putting those up for you guys. We'll see. All right, I guess we'll call it a night. I will talk to you guys in the next video. I will be putting out part 15 of the grungy video this weekend too, so you'll get 2 this weekend. I'll talk to you guys soon. I love y'all. Bye.